For the first time in 10 years, Viktor Orbán's Fidesz party is no longer first place in Hungary. Peter Magyar's TISA party from the European People's Party, the center-right grouping in the European Parliament, has made it to first place after bursting onto the political scene with an explosive video that caused the toppling of ministers and many party officials. After he broke away from Fidesz, Viktor Orbán's own party, he took with him huge amounts of energy, and people have been rallying around him by the thousands, getting 30% in the EU elections and now breaking forward to making first place in the polling for the next parliamentary elections in 2026. In response to the massive support that Peter Magyar is getting, he recently had a rally that had 10,000 people at it right here. Viktor Orbán's lost his mind, and he is claiming a whole bunch of conspiracy theories, like the fact that the EU is trying to topple his government, and that the EU already toppled Poland's government. Keep in mind, he says this with zero evidence, and Poland's 2023 election had some of Poland's highest turnout ever because their government was comically unpopular for running it just like Viktor Orbán's does. A sweaty Viktor said, "It's not even secret conspiracy against Hungary. It's openly represented, announced plan." The same thing happened in Poland. The Poles also went their own way. They also took an independent Polish policy on migration, gender, and the economy. Yes, because what makes more sense than arch-conservative of the Bavarian CSU Manfred Weber supporting trans rights so much he had tried and successfully overthrew the Polish government. And while it's great that TISA is leading the polls by 2%, this is only a slight lead and there are many, many months until 2026. It's also important to understand that this being a person from his own party within the same ideological spectrum, this might not actually result in the dramatic fixes that need to be done to bring Hungary where it needs to be. But importantly, getting rid of Viktor is just the first step to solving the problems of Hungary. Currently, 20 billion euros in EU funding is being withheld because Hungary is breaching rule of law standards. This is a key issue that Magyar is campaigning on, to repair ties with allies, to fix the rule of law, and thus get 20 billion euros in funding that Hungary desperately needs in recovery. Meanwhile, Viktor has been taking in huge amounts of foreign loans with very high interest rates that have to be repaid very soon. But conveniently, this would fall after his term would end as prime minister. Also, in a very weird speech on the anniversary of the 1956 revolution, Viktor Orbán said that defying Brussels and the European Union is the same as the Hungarians who defied the Soviet Union in 1956. And then he also spun the lie that the European Union would station Ukrainian soldiers in Hungary, a completely absurd thing. But regardless of any of Viktor's lies, the winds of change are here. And I love the words of Judith, a 52-year-old teacher from Budapest, where she says, "I used to think there's no chance to beat this Muscovite Orbán. Now I feel like his days are numbered." Thank you.